Council to order. Say the pledge to the flag. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, I need a motion to approve the minutes for the July 12th meeting.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes for July 12th.
I'll second
Moved and seconded. Okay. July 14th, we have an executive session.
I'll make a motion to accept the minutes for the July 14th meeting.
it. I'll second that.
And this is only, you just said that.
Okay, July 20th, we had a meeting. I need to approve of the minutes.
I'll make a motion to approve those
There
minutes.
you go.
I'll second it.
Jump in, why don't you jump in there? July 26th, motion to approve the minutes.
I'll make a motion to approve those minutes also.
We had a lot of meetings.
I'll second
We
Good
sure
job.
did.
That's the August stuff, not July.
Okay, we need a motion to approve the July docket and the allowance docket.
August, yes, I'll make a motion.
it. I'll second it.
We're all done with that. One more. Sign the docket.
Oh, I'm just a bag. Yeah, whoa.
Don't get in.
I'm not gonna be grabbing. Keep something out of order.
It took her all day to get that in
I
there.
probably did. I believe I didn't know that.
Have to repeatedly be warned.
And you showed when I corrected for you.
Ah, I appreciate that.
There you
Don't
go.
make that mistake again.
Okay, now we're gonna open the bids for the housing grant, Star Development. What do you need from us?
You want us to open it?
Do you, it doesn't make any difference, how would you like to go?
It doesn't, normally the council does open it, so.
We only had one bid to come in, they have the initial new coverage.
One bid to do all the work, what you're saying?
As a general contractor.
There should be one form on there, Form B, that has all the addresses, prices.
Okay. This is it.
That's it.
This is it.
That's fine, yeah.
Okay.
Well, right now, we're just going to table it.
Okay, so we table this, is that what we do, accept the bids?
At this point in time, the contractor, Aluminum Brothers, I got some news on those contractors. They're being investigated for unsafe work practices for lead-based paint. Some of his subs was blowing off paint off the side of a house, and they didn't have any tarps down and stuff like that, and they got the EPA is investigating.
After.
So, and plus you only have one bid today. So our suggestion is right now, reject the bids, because it's only one bidder. Plus until we find out if there's gonna be any charges or not, right? You don't wanna hire a contractor that might lose his license. So at this point in time, we kinda been talking to getting into housing and stuff, and basically, I think at this point in time, reject the bids, because he can always put his bids back in.
If he puts his bid back in, do we have to re-advertise?
Yes,
Or
Pat,
if we table it, do we have to do anything?
Right now, I think with the state of Indiana, they'd like to try to get you 2 bidders
Okay,
to get the comparison of cost, you know what I'm saying?
okay,
So regardless, we'll probably have to bid out again and advertise it in the paper. We've been trying to get local contractors up here.
yes,
It seems like it's pretty hard to get local contractors up in this area to bid.
Did we have any other inquiries, asking questions, or?
Not really, to be honest with you. We had a couple of people that was the inquiries, but one guy was just want to do concrete work only. Then we had another person was a contractor, but he didn't have the safe lead work practices certificate. And most contractors up in Carroll County, our contractors does not have those licenses.
No, I got
You maybe have 2 or 3 that does, and the 2 or 3 that does are bigger contractors,
Okay.
you know?
Yeah.
And these jobs here are too small for them,
Yeah.
you know, they're on the building commercial properties and stuff like that. So they have a license, but they don't want to bid on this because this is wasting time for them. It's
With
too small.
bidding, is that going to affect anything with the timing of the grant?
What we'll probably end up doing, because me and Joyce been talking to Indiana Housing about this situation, and your guys is not the only one. It's across the state of Indiana. Right now, there's more work out here than contractors could do. That's good, because the economy's good. But on the flip of things, it's all over the place. So it's not here, this location, it's southern Indiana, northern part of Indiana. Everybody's having problems finding the right contractors.
I think, Mark, what she's talking about is there are benchmarks on expenditure of funds that's in the grant agreement. We have already met 2 of those benchmarks. I think we just recently got a letter that stated, congratulations, you
Okay.
met benchmark number 1. Number 2 is not due until September 30th, and we've already hit that. So the next one is December 30th, and unless we get contractor, award bids, there's no way we're gonna hit it.
So how long does it take for a guy to get certified for the lead-based paint?
Well, EPA has classes, HUD puts on classes, and not I do. Yeah, I do. They put on classes. And you just Google it, and they can tell you, like, it might cost $200 for the class or $300 for the class. Most of the time, the class is an 8-hour class. And they give you a test at the end of the day. You pass that test, and you're off and running with your certifications. But the class is not that hard or that difficult. What happened with the Lumina brothers, they hired some unqualified help, subs, came in there and was doing the work, and they didn't put down the plastic and what they should have been doing. And they got the paint chips all over the next door property and out on the sidewalk, and they got themselves in trouble. And because they called me and told me that they hadn't had a bid up here, I said, well, at this point in time, I'm going to tell you guys that we're not going to accept your bid until you get cleared with this. You know, it could be a penalty of slap on the hands, don't do this no more, or it could be a $50,000 penalty or a $100,000 penalty that throws them completely out of business. If they had contracts up here, and you guys be looking at me and say, okay, we got contracts, this guy's no longer working, what are we going to do? So I'd rather not accept any bids tonight since he's the only bidder until he gets cleared. Then maybe we could have another contractor to come in to have 2 contracts, if not 3. But, you know, if anybody knows of any contractors at all, we're begging for that information. But most of us don't have the lead-based paint.
Yeah. And then how often do they give the class? I mean, are we talking like once a year or once a week or?
It's probably every other month,
Okay.
you know. And with this right now, this will put you guys behind the 8 ball. I mean, I'm being honest, the timeline.
Yeah.
But what we could do is actually, when the time comes, we could actually get a housing to extend that timeline out further, okay? There is a lot of time left, but we might not be able to hit those benchmarks like we was doing. So, but there's no reflection on the town or anything.
Right.
Indiana Housing knows there's a big problem out here to find the good contractors that have this lead-based paint certification.
Now, I did, was contacted, thanks to Pat, through Area 5. They did give me 2 contractors that they have worked with, and they're both from Kokomo, and they have worked on OR projects before. So I just got those yesterday, so I do plan on calling them to see if they would be interested in
Okay.
it. And we probably, since we advertised the bid opening, we probably ought to read the bids, should we, out loud?
Probably, we should read the bids, the Form B on there. If you want to, Joyce, you can stand up there and read them out, or if you guys want to read it, or however that wants to be done, then we'll just probably reject the bids after that.
Okay. 193 East Main Street, 20,896. 199 South Monroe Street, 34,362. 269 North Illinois Street, 11,643. 384 East Washington Street, $18,075. 196 North Indiana Street, $14,610. 486 East Main, $26,451. And 370 North Monroe Street, $25,139. Yeah.
Okay. And I would suggest you guys, somebody need to make a motion to reject the bids, so it's in the minutes. Because there's only one bidder.
Yeah, I make a motion to reject the bids.
Second.
I will second that motion.
And to follow up, if they clear this contractor, and they could clear, you know, it's in the early stages, he can always put his bids back in.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But it'd be foolish for us to accept his bids, and a month later, the state comes and say, hey, you're out of business. Then we'll be back here scratching our heads and say, okay, now what are we gonna tell the people?
So if this keeps going on, what's our ultimate deadline we have to meet?
What we like to try to do, probably about the 1st of October, try to find a contractor that will want to bid on this project. You know,
Would it do any good for like me to call the Kokomo contractors and visit with them, or you know?
What I'll do is I'll call, and if they kind of are wishy-washy and doesn't, you know, I might have you call them.
Okay.
I'll let you know.
Okay, let me know, because I'll be more than glad to go and do some footwork and.
and I'd rather get contractors up here locally
Yeah,
if I
yeah,
possibly
yeah.
can, instead of getting them down there. I got,
Well, that guy, he said, where's the Home Depot, and where's, he said,
Yeah.
where I'm from, you can look and see the Home, he
Yeah.
said, so.
and I got another contractor out of Rushville that would come over here, and another contractor out of Richmond, Indiana. But the costs are gonna be a lot more money.
Yeah.
They're gonna get a motel up here, so if I get somebody local, you're not gonna have those expenses where you get more stuff done to the houses, where if somebody far away that comes up here spends a week at Logansport or
Yeah.
Lafayette, that puts them up in a motel, that's gonna be a hidden cost on the overall cost of that house.
So you said ultimately we'd like to get someone in October. What if we don't? What's the ultimate deadline? If we don't get a contractor?
Well, ultimate deadline is your 18 months.
And that's when? When's that in?
That'd be 2018 sometime.
Okay.
We still have some more.
Because I have concerns if we get someone even in December and stuff, and some of this work's like roofing or sidewalks and stuff, and we're in the middle of winter.
Well, the state will work with you, you know what I'm saying? Because they don't really want this money back.
Right.
So it's not, won't be any problem to probably ask for an extension,
Okay.
you know? But to ask for that extension, me and Joyce and I'm looking at Pat, we have to document that we did X, Y, and Z to
Sure.
try to find these contractors.
Right.
That's what it's coming down to. We done got our homeowners, we done verified the homeowners, we done did the scope of work on them. They have went through the section 106 environmental review. Everything's done. It's just finding the contractor to do the work. So, you
And
know,
I would suggest if we would get two that would be interested, let's go ahead and bid it out at that time.
Yeah, definitely, yeah.
Go ahead and just turn it right around and
Yeah.
start the bid process.
And then we can okay the bids next month.
Yeah.
Then-
yeah, you know, if you have to, you can have a special meeting that'll last maybe 5-10 minutes, you know, to
Where
get
do
it done.
where do they go to get the information for the bids? They contact you or are they
Yeah,
published?
contact us, or they can contact Pat, and Pat could tell them to call Star Development.
Okay.
A lot of times they might call Pat first before they call
But you're
us.
not in any construction magazine or on a website anywhere saying it's up for bid or?
We put it on Dodge Report,
Right.
if you're familiar with that,
Several of them.
several different times. And on those, we're just too small.
Okay.
Yeah.
Never have gotten.
You know,
a
those
result
are
out of that.
$20 million projects,
Oh, yeah.
$12 million projects. When it comes down to like a $12,000 project for one home that a contractor might get, and he's got an overhead of $200,000 overhead, you know, these projects are so small. That's what we're running into, and you know, then the state's throwing out a lot of money to do bridges and these other works. So any contractors all are busy. If you're halfway decent, you're gonna be busy. And, but the state knows this, and they know it's an ongoing battle, but it's like, okay, what can we do to
Yeah.
get somebody to do the work?
You know, you've got Camden, you've got Delphi,
Mm-hmm.
and you've got one other community.
Look at.
We'll get up here.
And those are all within this general working area.
Yeah.
So one contractor could potentially get those 3 bids. So ballpark figure, what are we talking
Money wise?
for the contractor?
You're making me think too hard now, Pat. Probably, between all of them will be approximately about 15 homes, I would say. And of the 15 homes, you're looking, don't hold me to this, okay? Because I'm trying to go back at that, because I'm working with so many communities, I'm trying to add up the figures. I think Wolcott got less money or more money than Camden?
Less money.
Okay.
Yeah, but you're probably looking at probably close, around $400,000.
Okay, so for a contractor, even though they're too small, the jobs are too small individually, but if you combine those,
And I have used that
okay.
to try to pull them in. I have used that.
But the thing of it is, if you get him from Richmond, he's still in Wolcott staying at a motel.
Or
I
somebody's
mean,
contractor
that's-
for
yeah,
something
yeah.
else.
They don't have one.
You know, and
So you're gonna have to do what you said, if you pull.
and the ones down there I've been talking to are reluctant to even come up here because they're busy.
Right, if you
Yeah.
have
Oh, yeah.
multiple jobs, sure.
You know, they say, well, Mark, we got jobs outside of these grant jobs. These grant jobs are kind of like fill in sometimes because they're so small. And they're kind of reluctant to even come up this far because they're keeping busy down there where they're at. But I could, talk to them if push comes to shove. They might come up here, but I just want to let you guys know it won't be, the bids might come in higher because of the travel time and stay time up here.
Well, I think that the guy mentioned that, the guy that came mentioned that, we're the only one bidding, so, well, and why wouldn't you?
Yeah.
You can cut a fat hole.
And I've also contacted Area 4 to see if they had any. So they have not, given me any contractors. I've also contacted Area 4 because we're still in need of a 30% and below person.
Okay.
I haven't heard anything yet, but they did respond back to me and asked me who they needed to contact. So I did tell them to contact me, but they could contact Pat also.
Does IDM or the state publish a list of contractors that have that certification of lead-based?
Yeah, they are.
Is that
And,
something we could get?
That's something we might be able to try to get, yes.
Online, find it.
But, most of those are, once again, it goes to the big time operators. What's the problem was, back in the downfall, the housing downfall, it wiped out a lot of contractors. Like 2098 up to about 2004, where the housing crisis came. The aluminium and small guys, they got wiped out. They just took off and did other jobs or got factory jobs or whatever. So the ones that are left now, in about a year or two, you'll probably have some contractors coming back into the pool because somebody's there and everybody's coming back in there. But, you know, it's just that housing market, when it went down, it took a lot of people down. I mean, a lot of people lost their houses, but a lot of contractors lost a lot of money too.
And this is a problem across the state.
Right.
Every grant administrator that we talk to that has this type of
Pete,
project.
you know of anybody?
If you, like I said, if you talk to Kokomo and, you know, because I might know somebody that, you know.
The lead-based paint thing's the only thing that holds these people up.
That and workman's comp probably a little bit too, don't it?
Yeah.
Now, can they sign an agreement that no workman's comp, or do they have to have workman's comp?
If he's the only individual working on that house,
If
he
he's
has
a
an
sole
employee.
proprietor, if he's a sole proprietor,
You can't.
he does not have to have workman's comp, but he has to have a form from the state
Yeah.
stating that he is not required.
Yes.
And that is easy to get.
Then once again, you
But
gotta,
he can't have
then you
anybody.
gotta flip that, right? You're thinking out loud, if that's the case, that's good, but we only want him to work on what, 3 houses and that's all? Cause he's so small, he's not gonna get everything done at the time it's supposed to be in. So that's the problem. That guy would be good on maybe 1 or 2 homes, but you need another contractor to get the rest of them done. For him to do all these houses, he won't get them done in time, just on one person.
If you get a general contractor, we accept a bid, and they have all the qualifications, can they use subs?
Yes,
Do they have to have lead base?
the subs don't, they'll work underneath the general.
Seems like a no-brainer to me, why don't we just get a general contractor, I don't care if they're from Richmond or whatever, hire the local people to do the work.
Yeah, you know, if we put in furnaces, they'll hire the local guy up here. Carpet, they'll get it up here. Electrician, they'll probably try to get up here, you
And
know.
normally, that's what they try to do.
I would think if I had business, that's what I would do.
Yeah, and then, you know, like the roofing material and stuff, they might get wherever they get it from, you know,
Sure.
windows and stuff. But, they can sub a lot of that out.
I mean, we got one of the best window installers here in the community, and we got, I mean,
Yeah.
metal roofers that's just, you know, I mean, they're reasonable and
We
everything.
just have that
But yeah, we
GC
can't, yeah.
with
we
the
can't.
lead certification.
Yeah, I think that's the way we need to probably, I mean, I would recommend that to somebody.
Yeah, that's what we're looking to try to get, but just wanna let you know where we're at. A lot of stuff is done, it's just finding the contractors.
But if you got a person from Richmond that would be willing to come up here and be like, and meet with one of our guys,
Uh-huh,
cause I know a guy that wants all of them, but he
Uh-huh.
don't have the, you know, the lead-based
Certification.
paint and all that certification. But if, you know, he could go under a general contractor, then, you know, if you got him up here and meet with this guy and go around and say, you know, hey,
well,
here's what we're gonna do, so,
we might go that route,
okay,
but I'd like to try to get somebody local,
You know,
if possible.
yeah.
I mean, like I said, they will come up here, but
So tomorrow, I'll call these other 2
Okay.
contractors and we'll know
See what
more
they say.
where that stands.
I'd like to take a step back and talk about this 30% and below person we still need. What kind of an income are we talking again? I don't have my book in front of me. Is it like 18,000 or is
It
that
might
too high?
even be less than that
One person.
for one person, yes. It might be closer to 16.
Okay. They have
Because
to.
every county's different, and they just came out, Indiana Housing had, I think it was June the 6th or something, they came out with a new income guidelines for 2017.
Okay.
But then last week, I saw that they had come out with even a newer one because there were corrections. And one of the counties that their corrections on was Carroll County.
Okay.
So I'm not familiar with the new
is it still eliminating those that's buying on contract
Yes.
and mobile homes?
Now, it can be modular homes,
Modulars,
but
but
not trailers, what I consider.
Okay, no buying on contract.
Because if,
Right, no land contracts.
if something happened that Carroll County went up a little bit, you know, from the minimum went up a little bit, we got a lady that's,
Well, I think
she made just a
probably,
little bit more than what she should have.
yeah, I will let you know that.
Okay, yeah, if you could send
Let
me
me,
So what's the deal? We need one more
one more, but it needs to be the very low income.
to meet the criteria for the grant?
Yeah, and then, if Jory sends me that information tomorrow, I'll send it to you guys. It'd just be a matter of finding somebody that owns the home, lives in the home.
Sure.
And there was like one or two people that qualified, but they could not get insurance on their
Yeah,
house
have
because the
insurance.
house was so bad that they couldn't get insurance. There's a company that I found, because we have run into this time and time again. I found an insurance company that would just insure just about anything. And also you can go through Indiana Insurance if nobody else insures. But usually what's causing the problem is they need a roof or the electrical's bad. And that's why a lot of insurance companies will not insure the house because of the electric real bad or the roof. Well, what I try to do is get them to go through the Indiana insurance policy for 60 days or 6 months. Then that give us time to get the roof or electrical done. Then they can get off the Indiana policy and go to a regular insurance company. So
Is
that's
that quite a bit
something,
more expensive?
and I think there's one or two people up here was like that.
Is that pretty expensive insurance or is it
I
reasonable?
would say it's kind of steep, Pat. Now, what that is, I don't know, because I don't buy myself, so.
Well, and then that puts the person in the cash train too, because they're low income, so can they afford the premium to get rid of it?
right,
Yeah,
or can they keep paying the premium?
Yes, yeah.
yeah. So, there's a lot of little variables floating around.
Okay.
Okay, thanks.
Okay,
You
got
need
it.
anything else from us?
No, I think Pat will need the minutes, that when you get them done,
I know,
to say that they be checked.
okay.
Get ahold of me if you need some help at Kokomo.
Yeah, I will call you and let you know one way or another
Okay,
what I found out.
okay,
Okay.
okay.
Can we have our copy?
Yes, yeah, because I look that way.
Here, you can keep. I'll keep the-
Or down the
There's the original. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Okay, thanks.
Yes.
Okay, public hearing on the stormwater grant, April, you're up to bat.
My name is April Riley, and I'm here for the stormwater grant. Got a little blurb I need to read, just the ad that was in the paper. On or about September 1st, 2017, the town of Camden intends to apply to the Indiana Office of Community and Rural Affairs for a grant from the State Community Development Block Grant Stormwater Program. This program is funded by Title I of the Federal Housing and Community Development Act of 1974 as amended. These funds are to be used for a community development project that will include the following activities: rehabilitation of the stormwater collection system. The total amount of CDBG funds to be requested is $500,000. The amount of CDBG funds proposed to be used for activities that will benefit low and moderate income persons is $317,150. The applicant also proposes to expend an estimated $100,000 in non-CDBG funds on the project. These funds will be derived from the following sources: rainy day fund, $82,000, and consumer fund is $18,000. Originally in the ad, we had said that it was a short-term bank loan of $80,000, but it was decided it'd be better for the town in general to use rainy day and consumer instead. So I did need to make that note. Otherwise, are there any other questions?
I'm not sure exactly, so is that pretty much all the drainage system into the town as far as when it rains and storms, like rehabilitating that system?
Yeah.
Because that's one of the things I was kind of want to talk about by my house. I mean, it's almost like the whole town gets
You
right there.
probably need to state your name and where you live.
Can you, yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I'm Jason Grish. I live at 566 East Main Street.
Okay, you're next, Don McCain.
Yes.
Okay.
So, it comes right off Indiana, and I mean, when it comes into my driveway, it's almost like a river. I mean, sometimes it's about a couple inches high in my driveway. My driveway's been sinking. I've had to spend $17,000 in repairs to my structure of my home. I've had it raised up. They attempted to waterproof it, but it comes in so hard and it soaks in so strong through my front yard. It's just, there's really nothing that can be done until it's stopped from coming in off the street. I mean, it comes rushing down Indiana, and then I'm on the downside of 218 over there by the tracks, and then there's nowhere, like, it just comes right into my yard, and then it goes right in between the two houses and goes into the creek and back. But I mean, it just rushes down there to where if it's storming hard enough, it could potentially knock somebody over. And the sidewalk right in the front too is starting to kind of lift up, and it's, you know, getting, it was flat before, and now it's just
Pumping and.
yeah, it's really not looking too good over there. But I mean, I know there's a drain at the end of the street by McCain's, but it doesn't even reach there. I mean, the drain is basically my front yard, and you know, my whole house is just piling up there really bad.
Yeah, what we need from you is a letter addressing, you know, if you would just write down what you told us.
Right.
And we need letters from people like you saying, hey, you know, this is
I
a
have video
project,
footage of it
but
too.
we're gonna get,
Yeah, video picture.
Oh,
everything.
yeah.
but
I
we
can
plan on
explain.
we plan on coming right down Main Street with the trunk.
But I don't know that we're
We're
gonna
not
have far
gonna go to
enough.
him, but like I'm saying, if that's the problem, we can go
Yeah,
down.
we just have to take a
We could
take a
go
look
down.
It's
and see.
honestly so bad to where if I didn't have such an issue with the people next door to me,
Yeah.
I would put like sandbags in front of my yard when it rains out, like right by the street, like it's really that bad.
stop.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not exaggerating or anything, like,
It almost looks like it needs the entryway needs raised up and the road needs to drop down so to stay in the street.
yeah.
What it's doing is coming down and it's coming across when it gets high enough, because I don't think, if I remember right, the approach of your property is only about that much from the street to the,
Yeah,
if I remember right, and it's,
yeah,
I believe it's cement, if I remember right.
it is, yeah. And then,
And it really needs to be raised up, plus I think the highway should be milled down a little bit more towards that drain. That would help quite a bit. Now, whether it gets, sure, you get a 3 or 4 inch rain or a gully washer like we've been having, it's not gonna, you could have a 10-foot drain there, it's not gonna catch it all at once, but, you know, if you can get the initial part of it, it's gonna help some.
Okay,
But-
but if you'll get us a letter, and then what I'll do is, I got the maintenance guy coming up, and I got another issue up here on Main Street that we got the same problem, the water's coming off the highway and back into the house, so when I get him done with there, I'll take him down there
yeah,
and visit that.
I'll just bring a letter in and drop it off into the
Yeah,
office.
it's-
And would you spell your last name for April, please?
GRZYCH. If you want to put like in parentheses, GRISH. That's how I order pizza.
That I understand.
If you have pictures too, or
Yeah, I
get
have
stills
pictures.
from your video.
Yeah, I can totally,
then
yeah, I can get that.
That would be great.
Fantastic, good.
If you can email those to the town, I'll send them.
It's like pretty, like it's unreal, yeah.
Yeah, the more that we get, it helps
Yeah,
get
that
the grant.
was-
They can
that
show
was-
it's a need.
Yeah, always,
That was one of
yeah.
our things. We
Also,
needed
you
more
want guys
pictures
making
of
pictures
water.
of the water in the base, like the.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
everything,
Oh, yeah.
yeah,
Oh,
everything,
Because
yeah.
I mean, I had the basement stuff redone, and it's still like, I mean, my sump pump turns on, and I got a dehumidifier going down there all the time, and I mean, I spent 17 grand, you know, and
Didn't help.
it's starting to sink again. And I wanted to redo my driveway, and it's like, you
You
know.
about need
I
a
need
curve
all
in
that.
front, you about need a
That's kind of
curve.
what I was thinking, like some kind of a curve and maybe like a dip or something, like he was talking
Everything
about.
from in front of Andy's house slopes that
Yeah.
direction,
Yeah,
plus down Illinois Street,
right.
down your driveway past your house.
Yeah, sorry, John Baines, 563 East Main Street. Yeah, we have an alley between the property I live on, and it comes right down it. It's gravel, and it goes basically right underneath the front porch, or the side door, or right into the basement.
You're in Solomon, he's in
Yeah.
Solomon, so okay, okay.
And if we could get a letter to
Yeah,
You have pictures also?
No, I just go out there, well, it washes down a lot of little, like screens, I'll call
Oh,
them
yeah.
gravel, so what I do is I just shove it all up and put it in front of the walk. But the last couple of rains we had, it's just like, it's just,
Yeah.
that water just cuts it right down, it's crazy.
River runs.
Okay, get us a letter and we'll, like I said, we'll,
You
I'll
said,
take
you
that.
say Baines, B-A-I-N.
E
Okay, sorry.
Do we have any feedback from the drainage board? They met, and I guess we were the topic.
Yeah, we're gonna meet Friday if you would like to come at 10 o'clock in the town. Our engineer.
I had a road job.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay,
But I'm just curious if you got any feedback.
yes, we got some feedback and they, you know,
Okay,
so,
I heard it, they brought up several things.
yeah, they have. But,
There's
Oh.
the resolution for that.
yeah, we got it. Okay, the town of Camden resolution authorizing application submission and local match commitment. What this is that is that what it needs to say? Okay, okay. What is it?
It's the 82,000.
Okay, 82,000 from rainy day and 18 from Coombe Sewer.
I need a motion to adopt the resolution.
I will second that.
Okay.
And then I'll
So
give it to you.
Appreciate you coming in.
Oh, yeah, thanks, guys.
Anything I can do to help, for sure.
That'll definitely help.
Yeah. Yeah, well, the engineer will, be here Friday, our engineer, and I'll take him down there and see what he suggests.
Okay.
He's got her on that kind of stuff, so we'll get him,
Yeah, never stop.
we'll get him going.
And did you want to take this with you and then email me a copy?
You done with us, April?
I think so, if you're done.
Okay. Pete, you wanna give us an update?
Just I got three things briefly. I did go to the NPO transportation meeting down here on Tuesday. I left a copy of they had a report from the last year and so forth. I noticed they were looking forward, they still don't show, although they're doing spot pavement on 218 now, they still don't show that on the plan for the next 4 or 5 years out there. And I brought that up there, and they're gonna have, NDOT have some people there at the next meeting and so forth. But everybody agreed, I mean, Greta spoke up from Florida, she said it's the worst, and Shane Evans did too, said it's the worst highway in the county and
Yeah.
so forth. And it ought to be completely.
And I think people calling in, because I've had a lot of,
Yeah.
like, semis call me and say, hey, and the Frito-Lay guy that lives back here behind us, he said, I've called reports so much they won't even talk to me anymore.
So.
He said, they're so tired of hearing.
They're supposed to be, they are supposed to check it, and they're supposed to be there next meeting, but I thought I was kind of surprised it wasn't even, they got more money now and so
Yeah.
forth, and they still don't show it out there, so. Anyway, the Jeep project out here, it's continuing to move forward, they're still targeted on November the 1st, for a start on that, as far as the moving dirt, tremendous amount of design and engineering work associated with that project, so. But they've got a lot of people working on it now. The only other item is, the memorandum of understanding, the working agreement between the county EDC and the rail commission, which has been in existence since the rail commission was formed 4 years ago. EDC notified us, back in April that they were gonna terminate that agreement. There was a 120-day notice required on it, and that'll be come up on August the 23rd. Anyway, they suggested that we ought to get together to work on a new agreement, and we suggested getting together back on July the 10th or 11th. They want to push it out a month, so we had agreed on August the 10th that we were going to meet at the EDC office. That's tomorrow morning. They notified me on Thursday, that was to be at 9:30. They notified me on Thursday, they want to change the time to 9 o'clock. And they had decided that we should each only have 3 people there. We notified them that we would have they could bring up how many they wanted, but we'd have the rail commission there, there'd be 5 of us, and, we'd be there at 9 o'clock. They notified me on Sunday afternoon that the meeting was being postponed again, and, they said that they would email us a draft copy of a new agreement they were proposing. So that's where it stands. So we're waiting to see what that is, and, you know, right now, the current agreement will expire on the 23rd, and, I don't have anything else to say on that, so.
Does the Jeep project got any more meetings coming up?
Hmm?
Jeep project have any more big get-togethers coming up?
No, not that they're not scheduled for sure.
Right.
I think perhaps the Jeep people and the contractors maybe plan to come back in the last week of August. They met on the 18th. They had a one-day session over and worked together in Flora on that day. They're working continuously now, but as far as when they're, you know, I don't expect another public meeting.
No. I just.
Until they're ready to have groundbreaking, that's probably when they're gonna do it.
Yeah.
But, so anyway, it's a huge project, but, it seems to be moving, forward, and, so far, they're staying firm on November 1 is what they're shooting for, to kick things off, so.
Okay. It looked like they had been speaking with RMC and everything went well then, or?
I don't really want to talk about that publicly, but yeah, they have been in contact with RMC.
Good.
Yes. Had an excellent meeting, excellent, they've had good contact with RMC.
Yeah, and EDC meets tomorrow, so we'll know more in the morning.
Maybe.
Maybe, yeah. We are meeting.
So, the interesting what to hear, they notified us that neither Joe Mayfield or, they had a couple people who couldn't be there, that's the reason they canceled our meeting, so I don't know whether they're gonna be there. Your meeting was right ahead of when they were supposed to meet with us, so.
Correct.
Okay.
Okay, thanks, Pete.
Mhm.
Jerry?
All I've got is about the dump truck. We did get some signs and, want to know what you guys want to do about it. Can we get estimates on it, take it someplace and come back to you, or what are you going to do?
If you would, or call somebody and have them come to you, or, I mean, if you wanna take it, you know, that's fine.
Is it, I mean, I know I was down there and I looked at it today, but that surface rust that's underneath, is that something like if you blast it, it'll come off, you think? Or, I know the back part where the clearance lights are, that's all gotta come off.
Yeah, that's all gonna come
But
off.
I just wonder how extensive it, I mean,
Some of it I don't know. I think we ought to have them look at the hitch though, because we're gonna be pulling that leaf
leaf
out.
blower, yeah.
Definitely want, I think we probably ought to at least look at the, well, I can have them figured several different ways if you'd like.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, I think we need to get it taken to the welding shop in Flora, have them look at it, and then take it to Shocks out side of Delphi, and have him look at it too. Those are about the two best welders around that I know of. And get a couple estimates and see what,
They'll know what you know, I mean,
Yeah.
they'll.
we need to get it
Yeah.
looked at, cause
This,
Oh, I know, yeah.
this undercarriage, is it almost rusted in two, or?
let me see here.
Where, right here?
Yeah.
That's, which part are you talking about, Rick?
This here?
No, that's not, that's just part of the frame, there's what that is. I
And
think
it's
you're
still
saying.
pretty solid?
Yeah, back here where the hinge is, and then this back piece right here is real bad.
And before you pull that leaf blower, you ought to have that shit.
Yeah, and then of course the hitch back here's the bad part. That's not in that picture, the hitch is.
I sent him a picture of the hitch on one of them too here. I didn't know it was that bad.
Yeah, we got a couple. The lower part here, this is bad right around that.
Yeah.
On that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And of course we ought to, it's just got small bracing right through there, so yes.
Yeah,
All right.
Want to make sure that we,
see what you can get, Jerry.
and then we got our signs in for our Water Street finally. Got them in, till a couple days ago or something like that. I'll get some locates done on that, get them switched over to the different speed limit. And
Did you want to mention about the vac truck?
Huh?
Did you want to mention about the vac truck?
Yeah, I can. We're looking at purchasing, I guess we're gonna purchase, vac truck in the city of Delphi. It usually costs us anywhere from $800 to $900, it seems like, every time you have somebody come in and clean a small lane out or something, and the price we've got it, 10 or 12 times it's gonna pay for the truck easily, so we, got it for about half of what they was actually wanting out of it to begin with, so I think it'll be kinda handy for different places back at the wastewater plant. Plus, if we have a blockage in our sanitary, we'll be able to clean it out ourselves instead of hiring somebody to do it. So we're gonna bring it over, put it in the building, and get the insurance switched over on place. And there'll be some odds and ends stuff we'll need to do to it, you know, that needs to be done, but it's nothing that take too much, so.
Okay, you gonna be able to work in the curb painting before leaves get real bad?
We'll sure try to.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, some of them are pretty bad.
Oh, is that the Chevy truck? John Baines, is that the Chevy?
The blue one, or the light blue?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Gonna say, I've done a ton of work with that thing when I worked in Delphi at a shop, cause I can tell you right now, it has a big flywheel on it and starter.
Mm-hmm.
And that might be a little troublesome, but you'll probably get years of service out of it before you have to replace that again. Cause it has finding a flywheel for that was quite a treat. 'Cause it's a 6-cylinder Ford, but they got special, it's teeth pitch and this, that, and the other. But yeah, I've personally done a ton of work for that thing.
Well, good, I
There we go, we know.
What was his address again?
Yeah. Oh, we need to come knock on your door. Let's look here.
Follow the police cars down to the entrance.
Okay, the marshal's report, several letters will be going out to the property owners not in compliance with the nuisance ordinance. Citizens were reminded of the need to keep their properties in compliance. Does Ann need the list?
I have emailed her.
Okay, and on these two here, Ann, I kinda not sent them a letter yet because one guy's tearing his roof off and another guy's putting his roof down and he's working at it, you know what I mean? I mean, it ain't like it's out there. Yeah, yeah. It ain't like they're out there, you know, not doing anything to it. It's just he's tore the roof off and it's laying there and he's been working on it, so as long as he's working on it.
This afternoon, I got some information from
Yeah, he's
Pat
getting
about
it done
sending
every day.
letters, so I'll
He's gonna
remember
pay for
that.
the dumpster.
Okay,
He's also gonna bring dirt to our other hole for them.
Okay.
we're up to you, Pat.
Okay, you did sign that resolution to
Yeah.
us, so that is taken care of. The only thing I want to mention is we've got the public hearing August 14th on the storm sewer rates is being adjusted and the stormwater fee. So we'll have a public hearing August 14th and those will be set for adoption August 22nd. The budget public hearings will be September 13th at your regular board meeting, and it will be set for adoption at the regular board meeting October 11th.
Okay,
And I've had those, if anybody had any questions on them, but
nobody did.
How did we do on street lamps or street lights around? How many were there?
I only had 3 reported, and I think there might be 3 more.
That we're out.
And I think they might be on Water Street, but I'm not real sure, but
I think it's pretty
if you
dark.
notice any, let us know, let me know, or you can go online and file a report through Duke.
Okay, utility adjustment request, disputed ordinance violation. Any public comments anymore?
Jason Grish again.
Okay,
I'm sure some of you probably know I'm here. Also, I have issues at my next door neighbor's house, 546. It's turned violent. They're throwing their garbage, which I can promise you definitely has lead-based paint on it. This is part of their house that's coming apart. They're throwing it in my yard. They're throwing it in that easement where all that water rushes down also. I've been told by the police department of Carroll County, I've been told by the prosecutor, I've been told by everybody to put pressure on people at the town to do something, and I keep telling everybody that I keep getting driven in a big old circle. And
What's the address of the house?
546, the garage is collapsed. I mean, I don't know, I can sit here all night and talk about it. They're throwing their trash,
He said,
Yeah.
and they're, I mean,
now
they're
hold on.
violent at me.
You told me a minute ago.
We don't have, I was
Okay, now.
kind of hoping the marshal would be here.
He's still in
Okay,
his
now, do not,
military
so
training.
there's
He'll be
only
back
one that
on
we do not send.
11th.
Do
Okay.
not send
Um,
letter to this one.
I've provided, actually,
Send.
it was Monday, the guy,
To this one.
he doesn't own the house, he's living
Okay.
there
Okay.
with
Get it done.
the owner
Hope
who
it
lives
don't
in
make a
Tiara right now. He pulled a gun out on me when I was driving to work on Monday, so I'm still waiting for the outcome of that, yeah, and I have video surveillance and everything, so like I have it all documented, I have cameras set up. He smashed one of my cameras with a hammer. He screams and, I mean, I'm sure it's a lot of it's drug fueled, but it's like, it's too much for me to handle. Like I told you guys earlier, I put $17,000 in my house. I'm trying to make it nice. I wanted to pressure wash and stuff, but I'm really to the point where I don't even like leaving my house to go to work, and I don't even like coming home. So I'm not really ever outside. I used to go to when the Amish people would have the little flower festival thing. I'd buy all kinds of nice hanging baskets and put them up, and it's like I don't even like mowing the lawn anymore, you know? It's like, it gets to that point, I mean, they consistently harass me, I have a protective order against her, I had one against Donald, but he passed away, and the guy that's there now is like,
Same thing.
almost worse, to be honest, because Donald didn't pull a gun, he pulled an axe out on me, and I've never really even done anything to these people, I don't know really what's fueled the whole thing, but it's just ongoing, it's been ongoing for so long, and I'm really not getting anywhere, and it's to the point where I'm very fearful of, you know, the lives of everybody that's around that whole area. I mean, he lives right across the street from me too, so I'm sure.
And next to me is Stuart events and Karis, you know, she watches kids. I mean,
Yeah.
we don't need a war zone down there, and that's what it's getting to.
I mean, it's getting really ugly, you know, like, I mean, I can only handle so much, you know, I kind of tried to keep my cool the other day, but, you know, he just started saying some stuff to me, and I'm just like, you know what?
We had him pretty well calmed down when Donnie was, I mean,
Yeah,
we were
yeah,
finally
it kinda
starting to
did,
get a
yeah.
handle on him,
And
and
now
now
it's
it's
like-
back to the, okay.
And, yeah, I mean, I know they're.
When's our marshal supposed to be back? The 11th? Okay.
I just said that. He'll be back in the 11th.
Okay.
To send the marshal and the deputy marshal an email, or would you like to send me an email with the fact and I will forward it on to the marshal?
That's fine. I've
Which
also
way?
talked to the Carroll County Sheriff personally. I've talked to the prosecutor, and I've given him all the footage. I also have the guy next door saying some very verbal, disgusting things about what he wants to do to my young daughter that lives next door, and the police officers came over and grabbed that footage instantly. I know Child Protective has been there. I don't think he's been talked to because I saw them kind of push him away real quick. So there's kind of some things going on right now over there, but it's just, you know, aside from that little, you know, not little, but that house right there, it's really nice, you know, I mean, I come from Chicago area, I moved out here, I get along with everybody, I'm a pretty easy guy to get along with, you know, and without that next door, it'd be great, but it's like, and I was even, you know, I've even had the police officers say, have you thought about moving? And it's like, that's kind of a rude comment to make to somebody.
Yeah.
It's like, yes, I have thought about it, but I've also thought about who wants to buy my house with these people next door.
Yeah.
I guess the other question I would have to ask you guys would be also, how tall of a privacy fence could I put up if I did want to do that? Because if, I mean, push comes to shove.
Check with zoning, but I don't know if there's
I
any
don't think there's a
restrictions.
limit.
As
Put
long
a
as
blinking
they,
aircraft light on it.
as long as, you know, backing out the drive, they have vision.
And, you know, they were right up against
Right,
it
with
because
the
they
wood.
done
The
you.
ordinance I looked
the
at,
wood
you
stack.
could put a fence right up to the sidewalk.
Yeah, you,
I mean, I really don't want to have to spend the, you know, it's
Yeah,
like,
I
that's
get that.
not money,
I get
it's
that.
expensive, you know, I have to
Yeah.
finance it through, you know, one of the Lowe's or something, you know, and then it's like, then they'd probably trash it, you know.
Yeah,
and-
yeah. Well, look at the other side. I'm on the other side.
Yeah, you know.
So, you know, I
It's
just,
just, I'm to the point, you know, it's one of the reasons I came here along with the storm sewer thing, but I'm just to the point where I just don't really know what to do anymore, you know, and I have to be verbal about what's going on in case something actually does happen.
yeah. And then the kids, you know, they leave every day. Well, I took my granddaughter up to the schoolhouse. Well, they've been up there destructing and tearing up and cussing people, so they put locks on the gates at the schoolhouse.
And they're
Can't go in there
also,
anymore.
they are definitely stealing gas from people's vehicles too. I know that for sure. And I've also, I keep an eye on some things on social media and stuff, and I'm pretty smart when it comes to, you know, I guess you could say criminal profiling. It was kind of something I was interested in before I became a master automotive technician, but after they smashed the camera, they posted on a web page, they took their light down and put it on the ground and took a picture
Saw
of
that.
it as if somebody else had
I
done it.
saw that.
And that was straight, you know, that's a criminal mind in the act of, oh, hey, I know I'm caught, I'm gonna pretend, you know, so, I mean, they got all these gas cans sitting out there, like, I promise you had somebody go to hit the key on one of their vehicles, it's probably always got less than a quarter tank of gas, we all know they don't work, you know, I go to work, I pay my taxes, I pay my property taxes, and they just live there scot-free and pretty much torture me is, you know, best way I could put it, so I don't really.
Okay, well, do you want to leave me a way for the marshal to get a hold of you, or would you like to send me an email that I can forward on to the marshal?
I
can.
can leave you my information and stuff.
Okay, how about you do that after the meeting?
Sure, that'd be great.
John, yeah, he was here last night for a while.
He was in today.
Yeah.
You might let him know even before the 11th,
I'll get him.
in case something would happen.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
Keep us posted.
I will.
I know it's an everyday.
Yeah, it is.
I know what the lady on the other side of you, she's.
Yeah, I mean, it's everybody in the neighborhood
She
really
won't.
doesn't, you know, it's, I mean,
I know, I'm right there. Okay, council comments. Okay, Toby Shock's got an estimate. This is an add-on. What they done was, the old,
Close to
we
the water
put
lines.
the lab work. When they wanted water in the lab, the hospital paid.
Oh, that's right, they paid for that,
But
that's right.
Toby's, $244 to
To
enclose that.
those lines,
So,
right. I'll make a motion to approve that.
okay, second, you need anything else? I'll second.
Are we paying that or the hospital?
We're paying it, because it's Toby and he's gotta do it all at once, and, I mean, they'll go half with us. This is still on the half, right?
Yeah, when we get all this together, then I can build a house, but I'm not gonna nickel and dime.
I'll second it.
And this is the end of it, I mean, this is,
You already did.
and he went up above in the corridor thing and done the thing. Okay, another thing is ABC Concrete. I took, Chad down the sidewalk from the library here all the way to James Street. And there's, in front of the house back here behind the library, remove and replace that sidewalk. There's a toe catcher in front of, what's her name? Malajowski's, the next house, you know where the little Fiero is. There's a toe catcher there. There's a bad place by Pat's house in the sidewalk, he's gonna fix that.
I'm paying for that.
Okay, you are?
I'm-
Okay, and then you go on down to, the Caldwell's old place, and he's gonna take out all that and put that all in new. And then there isn't anything until you get down to James Street, the last house on James Street's bad.
That intersection right across, Washington Street, there's really bad, it's real low and water sits there,
Yes.
it's mud.
Sure, Jerry's done work and brought asphalt down there.
Yes,
I mean, that's really bad.
but that ain't included in this, I mean, we could get him to look at it, but when he's up there, but I think that's one of the